Good evening, everybody. We are X-Wing Coast to Coast, coming to you live with round one of the Renegades Prequels Tournament. My name is Justin, and my co-host here today is Daniel Chance. Say hello, Daniel.
How's it going, everybody?
So we got Rebel on Rebel today. We got William Healey, who is running Kanan, Jake, and Wedge, versus Trevor with Miranda and two K-Wings.
Are you sure we're live?
I pushed live. We should be live.
Now we went live. I just got the notification.
I think you have a little bit of latency.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because it'll go live, and we'll be live a little bit before it actually pops up. But there's about a 5 to 10 second delay between what we're doing and what actually pops up on stream. So
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I have a buddy of mine who's wanting to watch this match.
Gotcha. Yeah, feel free to share. Get some people in here.
Send him the link.
Now, I will be honest, I've never flown against a K-Wing before, nor have I ever actually used a K-Wing, nor have I ever actually seen a K-Wing in person.
I think I've seen a couple of K-Wing models at our local shop, but they're not very common.
Yeah, they're chunky boys. I know they're big.
I think we'll start to see maybe some more resurgent, at least with these online plays, since this isn't super competitive.
Yeah.
But this list that we're looking at here from Quackshot, I had a buddy of mine in the Team Up tournament actually flew this, and he went 5-0.
Oh, wow.
It was pretty disgusting. I mean, obviously with the Team Up tournament, we were running through two different lists, so not every game he flew was with this list.
Mm-hmm.
But he won every time he flew this list. So I'm a little scared to see K-Wings on the table now. I always thought they were just kind of a joke because, haha, funny looking ship that just kind of looks like it has bad stats.
Yeah.
And then I see lists like this where it's just, Barrage Rockets, you got that almost complete 360 coverage, and
yeah,
we got some bomb shenanigans going on here too. I don't know if you guys can see this, but we've got Skill Bombardier out here, proton bombs. We got Sabine as well, and I don't know if you're familiar with her ability, but it reads place an ion jam and stress token, and as well as a tractor on her card. And then after a ship suffers the effect of a friendly bomb, you can place one of those tokens on them. So either an ion, jam, stress, or tractor. You can really mess with people whenever they get detonated by your own bombs.
Yeah, it really adds a lot of utility to those bombs. She's definitely an upgrade you don't see very often, which is unfortunate because she's quirky and she's kind of cool in what she does. It could really open up a lot of strategies, especially because it's so uncommon. A lot of times people just don't know what to do with it.
And I think K-Wings like this list, this is the only real time I'll see her out there, because Sabine really is just not a common upgrade out there, but it's nice to see her here.
Yeah, there aren't too many lists for the Rebels I've found that can rely a lot on bombs. Obviously, this list has quite a bit of bombs going for it, and then I've also seen the 5 Y-Wings with ion turrets and proton bombs. Of course, you can't get Sabine in there because there's no crew, but those are really the only archetype or bomb archetypes I've ever seen for Rebels.
Yeah, bomb loadouts are pretty rare, it feels like. I mean, we'll see the occasional separatist hyena spam or TIE bombers with proxy mines, but those are really the only two dedicated bombing lists I see where the entire list is focused on it.
Yeah.
Factions like Republic, Scum, Rebel, First Order doesn't even have bombs, and then Resistance, you don't see as many bomb loadouts out there.
Yeah, well, it's tricky to find to use the Resistance bomber. It's such a chunky boy. Doesn't roll. I think it only rolls 1 green, doesn't it?
Yeah, it only does. Hang on, we have listening device has been assigned to Wedge.
Yep.
So Quackshot's gonna be trying to listen in where that I6 is going. I don't know if you guys are taking a look at the upgrades right now, but we have a lot of kind of spy tools on both sides. We're looking at both Informant and Cassian in Quackshot's list, and then Sense and Cassian in Healey's list. Sense and Cassian as well as some silly shenanigans, because Sense lets you look at dials, and then Cassian is if you guess their dial, you can reposition or you can change your dial. So, I mean, if you're guessing information you already know, I think you can see the combo there.
Yeah, you really can. There's a lot of shenanigans going on both of these lists. I do think it's funny that you have Cassian and Informant on both lists. I'm sorry, there is not Informant on the on Healey's side. It is Sense instead.
Nope, just Sense and Cassian. Does Cassian let you peek at dials at all?
No, you have to guess, and I think it flips it. So you do you do get to peek afterwards. Let me double check that.
So if I'm correct, that still lets you spy. So technically, Healey can spy on 2 people at once if he wants to. He just has to guess first on one of them. So he may get it wrong and not be able to get the reposition, but it still functions like Informant. You see the Rebels have kind of these nice spy cards between Cassian and Informant, and then Sense on Kanan. You have a lot of options to really just see where the enemy's going before they actually leave.
Yes, sure. They do have to reveal their dial. Cassian's an upgrade that I haven't. It's another one of the upgrades I've never played against. There's a lot of stuff in this game that I've never seen or played against before. Sabine, Cassian, Kanan, the K-Wings. I've never played against a K-Wing, so this will be a lot of new stuff for me. Daniel's gonna have to do a lot of the legwork here, because he's a little more familiar with it, I think.
Oh, I'm really not. These are upgrades I've never really seen hit the table, and not because of lack of experience. I've been playing for like about a year now, so I mean I'm still newer. But I mean these aren't upgrades you usually see, so this is going to make it a really fun match.
Yeah, you're sitting about the same level of experience that I am. I started in May of last year, I remember, because I picked up the core set for Star Wars Day for the sale at my LGS.
Nice.
Real easy to remember.
I mean, I think technically speaking, I got in like 2 or 3 years ago, like offhandedly, but it was just off and on kitchen table until about probably summer of last year is when I started wanting to learn more. And then this year itself, back in January, was my first tournament. So,
well, still a rookie. Both of your main factions are the newer factions, are they not? You play,
yeah, I started Resistance, but I play a lot of First Order and Republic. I'm really waiting on that gunship to get more Republic out there.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be really good. I'd be surprised if I really have a feeling that the LAAT combined with a whole bunch of torrents with concussion missiles are going to be brutal.
Yep. All right, so we probably should commentate on the actual game instead of our own qualifications here.
No.
So far, we're seeing kind of a nice toilet swirl motion going on.
Yep.
We've got kind of just following the 2 edges of the board, both of these players. They're probably wanting to get a better engagement right now. It's looking like Jake is kind of poised to start rushing there in the middle, but he might be met with a healthy dosage of your Looney Tunes explosions. So he's going to want to play it safe there.
Yeah, it's looking at their obstacle placement's kind of interesting to me, because the K-Wing, I know enough about the K-Wing to know it's not the most maneuverable of ships. Same goes for the size of the VCX, makes it really difficult to get in between obstacles, especially when they're placed close together like that. I'm wondering if they basically tried to get that cluster as much as possible so they could fight around it rather than through it. Obviously, the A-Wing and Wedge will be able to take advantage of those openings a lot easier than the rest of the ships on the table. We'll see how much Will is able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think this will also be really interesting to see just kind of how they want to engage, because in a joust between these 2 lists, I'm not actually sure who wins.
Yeah.
We'll have barrage rockets from all of those K-Wings, and if Wedge or Jake somehow slips out to the side, they can still get slapped by these turret arcs. But then we look at Kanan there, and he's a pretty chunky boy. He's got, 14 health for that's shields, and his ability...
He actually has 15 health because he has a shield. Output. He actually has 15 health because he has a shield upgrade.
And to note, his ability doesn't work on himself, but it does help reduce incoming damage to friendlies by reducing enemy attack dice.
Yeah, he's very, very close to actually being a decimator as far as the health goes.
Ugh. I'm not a fan of decimators, so...
Oh, hi, Spike. No, this is for the prequels tournament. This is just a straight-up extended format. No interesting, well, I'm not going to say not interesting, but it's just a standard extended format, no different rules for list building or anything like that. We're just going to be streaming this off and on as it goes on, and then because the Renegades tournament actually kind of fits really neatly between the Jawa tournaments. So we'll have a Jawa tournament, and as one of those is winding down, the next Renegades tournament will pick up, and then as that winds down, the next Jawa tournament will pick up. So able to go back and forth with constant content. But yes, this is a standard extended match, so no special forced list building rules in this one.
We do have some interesting lists themselves, though, like we were saying earlier, with just these upgrades we're seeing. And I don't know, I have not seen a ghost on the table in probably ever. So it's going to be a weird match.
I've seen a few ghosts recently, but it's usually not Kanan. Callus. It's usually Callus or Hera are the two that I see most commonly. In fact, I'm not even sure what Kanan's ability is.
Kanan's ability states, while a friendly ship in your firing arc defends, you may spend 1 force. If you do, the attacker rolls 1 fewer attack dice. So it's a really powerful support ability here. It's allowing you to reduce the number of red dice coming in.
Yeah.
So if you've got like a range 3 pot shot going in from like a CLT Jedi, you can turn that into just 2 attack dice.
Yeah.
One of which being the eyeball. So, I mean, it's good on neutering any like threats where they have consistent red manipulation, because you can keep that number of reds to a minimum. As well as, I mean, if you've got some lone 2 attack dice shot going in and like actual Kanan's out of range, you can just spend a force regen at next turn, and that 2 dice attack at range is just going to be 1 dice going through.
Yeah, it really looks like it would favor Will to actually come in from the sides and go straight into those turrets, because he'd only be rolling 2 dice or even 1 with Kanan's ability.
Now this is interesting here. We're seeing Quackshot actually start to take some aggression. He's got his Green Warden Squadron cutting in through the asteroid field and taking a focus. Likely not going to get any serious shots out here. Maybe a range 3 turret out of his right. But he's actually starting to make a move. We might finally start getting some shots in here, and we can stop speculating about when they'll engage and start talking about how they're engaging.
Absolutely. Now I have the K-Wings dial pulled up here on the screen. That's pretty awful. Not gonna lie.
It's got slam though.
But still, that's really bad. And I do think it's amusing that it has 4 different blue maneuvers, but no red maneuvers.
And no reds.
Yeah, that's interesting. Only a 2-turn. That's tough. It's a good thing that he's got the arcs pointing out the side as well as the front barrage rockets, because he's going to need all those arcs to be able to not get too outmaneuvered here.
Now I'm trying to figure out what his play is here, getting Miranda Doni there, like actually closer to the enemy ships. Because usually, at least when I play, I like keeping my most expensive ship more on the flanks and having them engage kind of more like an ace. Obviously, with K-Wings, these aren't super nimble ships. But right now, Miranda's looking like she's going to be taking probably the real brunt of attacks on the next turn. Maybe she's planning on like boosting forward or like going forward about 3 and then slamming away. Try to get maybe some of those proximity mines dropped out, but I'm trying to figure out what the play is here and why she turned in like that.
Now, I do have a question in relation to slamming. It's not a very common ability, and I never really thought about it, but can you bump with a slam, or does it cancel a slam?
Yeah, so a slam, you're executing a maneuver, so it's just
you
like
can still bump.
Actually doing a movement.
Okay.
You'll partially complete it, and you'll still gain the disarm as normal. And if you're something like what are they? Starwing, who can still shoot sometimes with the disarm, it's not going to go through. All right, we had that range 3 going out from green. We just missed that.
Range 3 obstructed. Hit him twice.
Range 3 obstructed on Jake.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. So.
Yeah, two reds against 5 greens is.
And a gas cloud.
Yeah, and a gas cloud. That's just a pray to God, pot shot, essentially.
That's how Sunter will get 1 shot, but not Jake.
Yeah, Jake is. It's pretty rare that Jake doesn't have some sort of focus token available.
His ability throws out a ton of focus tokens too, so it's really useful.
Now we do have a lock on the cloud. It's Miranda's lock. I'm wondering, the VCX doesn't have a jam, does it?
As far as I'm aware, we're not looking at any jams. Maybe No, the only real
Yeah,
jam
there's no
going
jam.
out would be Sabine.
Yeah, so it's likely that he just checked for the lock or the range for the lock and was just out, so he placed it on the cloud instead.
That is Miranda's lock, so it's
Yep.
the most likely case. As you can see, we're fully aware, audience. We know exactly what's happening at all times.
All the time.
We will relay that information to you immediately.
Yep. We miss absolutely nothing.
Only the shrewdest of observations and full game knowledge. We can definitely hear what they're saying too. So
of course, we hear just as well as the audience does. In fact.
Yeah, it's quite spectacular.
It is.
So this will likely be the first real turn of actual combat. I'm expecting to see Jake taking a hard turn in. Maybe he'll start trying to keep flanking, but I mean, after a while, you're gonna have to start shooting. Wedge, maybe we'll see a 2 to the right or 3 forward. I think those are the most likely maneuvers. Either 3 forward to try to catch Miranda, or a 2 to the right to catch Green.
Yeah, I think Green is no doubt going to be doing his 2 right here. I'm pretty positive that's going to fit right in that space there. Blue, I don't think is going to be able to get into the fight this turn. Miranda is probably going to be taking the brunt of the shots right now unless he slams through. It's quite possible that he does I would almost say a 3 forward with Miranda and then a 3 slam bank to the left would get Miranda out of there.
All right, so we had Blue take it too hard in and focus. Right now, Blue and Green are both looking to just fill Kanan with a bunch of barrage rockets.
Yeah, Kanan's in a very sad place right now.
Yeah, I am a little surprised Kanan doesn't have like a dorsal turret thrown on.
Yeah,
it's a really cheap upgrade. It's only 2 points, and it would really increase the coverage for his ability.
Yeah, but what
firing arc?
But what would you drop in this list to fit that in?
I mean, personally, I would drop. I'm not entirely sure. Afterburners on Wedge. I guess that helps in some lists.
It gives him the double reposition without having to worry about spending an action to get the boost either. So I can definitely see the idea or the thinking that goes behind the Afterburners and Wedge.
Probably a better thing to cut would even be that R3 Astromech right there.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Wedge really spending his action on lock a ton and it being effective.
Mm-hmm.
And R3 just gives you a second lock, so it's not wholly useful in and of itself. So yeah, list builders at home, you'll probably want some form of turret on Kanan just to really increase his coverage.
Yeah.
And maybe get some shots off at something who gets just out of your arc as well. So the VCX has got a really good dial for a large. It's got that 4K.
Yep.
But it's still going to have some time on target problems if you're fighting against really nimble reposition ships.
Yep. Now, if you're Trevor here, I really think he's going to go for the slam. Yep, there it is. So there was the 3 forward and 3 bank.
Yep, that seems like a good play to me. I don't think he's going to be dropping proxy mines next turn. That would just be right in the path of Green.
Absolutely. Not unless he could just put it up straight on Jake. Now, it looks like he's just using Jake just as a support, not really relying too much on those 2 attack die from Jake. Which isn't bad per se. There's only 36 points for an I4
he's really
repositioning.
Too.
Yeah. He's a solid support. He's not too expensive, and being able to just feed focus tokens as he's doing is just really, really good.
Yep. So there we see him. He's barrel roll, and then he focused into a boost with the link action from the A-wing, and then he passed a focus then on to Kanan because he did another boost.
Yep. Very good
Jake
move.
should have a stress.
Yes, Jake should have a stress. Yes.
I'll let them know about that.
And he barrel rolled. He performed a focus action himself, and then the boost allowed him to give a focus action to Kanan. Very, very efficient for that. But yeah, there's the stress.
Right.
Now Wedge, on the other hand, is not in a good position.
Wedge is giving me he's kind of weirding me out here. I'm not entirely sure. I guess he was really wanting to try to catch Miranda and score those points. But yeah, Miranda just disengaged and got out there. I think the 2 to the right is definitely like a better call. He would have thrown off the actual threat there, Miranda, because she wouldn't want to slam into a disarmed range 1 of Wedge.
Yep.
And then we'd also have Wedge coming in, and he'd still be able to get a shot on Green, even if Miranda hadn't boosted or slammed into there.
Yeah, he's barrel rolling Wedge away to try and get that clearance. I'm not sure if that matters too much, since green will likely have him in range 3 anyway, with barrage rockets available.
Yeah. That said, we may see Quackshot really just try to pump all the damage into Kanan there, because Kanan's worth a lot of points. He is reinforced.
Yeah.
But green is on the flank. I think that would be able to get around the reinforce.
So we have Kanan firing first.
All right, this is a range 3 primary attack. We see the VCX getting that 4 dice attack, which is really powerful.
Absolutely.
It's like an Upsilon, but with a better dial.
Not too bad of a roll. That's 2 hits and a crit.
Going through, we have 2 eyeballs rolled.
Do you want to spend it?
Quackshot's got an interesting problem here. He can spend the shot and only take 1 damage, but then he's losing his barrage rockets for the 3 attack.
And he is spending it.
I think that's a good call. He's already going to be shooting into a reinforce, so he'll be doing maybe 1-2 damage tops. So going ahead and just taking it and trying to get the 1 damage through with the primaries is probably much better.
I agree.
And green here is taking a shot. He's sizing up either Wedge or...
I really don't think that green is straddling that reinforced line. I think he's full in the front. But doesn't really
matter.
Either
way, he's going for
Wedge.
Wedge. He's shooting these barrage rockets.
So 3 versus 2.
Oh, that's a strong opening. We got a hit and a crit. Spends the focus. So 2 hits and a crit.
Oh, it should be.
Shield's gone on Wedge.
He should have only rolled 2 greens.
You're right. He should have.
You let them know?
I will.
Barrage rockets is a munition. Does not count the green, so we're re-rolling those.
He's re-rolling, and he's going to be taking all 3. So he's also having a critical go through.
Yep.
Structural damage. Wedge gets a taste of his own medicine now. He's going to be rolling less defense dice. I think this is always my main problem when I see Wedge in a list. He's a really strong I6. He's got that really good offense, but he's also really fragile. You're only getting 2 defense dice, and you're looking at a total of 6 health. Most lists can chew through him in a couple of turns.
Yeah.
I know my experience, at least using like Arc 170s, Broadside, they love seeing Wedge because it's like, oh, you've got low defense dice.
Yeah.
And you're worth a decent amount of points, especially this build with Afterburners. That's worth a lot.
He's pricey. I feel like the best Wedge, if you do want to give him an upgrade, you want to throw out Maneuver on there just to be extra mean. But for the most part, I usually prefer Wedge naked. I don't think he needs anything to be good. He's already relatively cost effective for all that he does. I mean, he's
only 55 points.
He's an I6 X-Wing that subtracts an agility. And he's that cheap. He really doesn't need a whole lot. I can see if you want to ace play him, you definitely want to go with a build that Healey has. But yeah, unfortunately, where he put Wedge in this turn was just a bad mistake on his part.
And he's gonna have a hard time following up here too.
Yeah.
If he takes like a too hard to the right, he's probably gonna bump into green, and blue will be able to just mess him up, probably with a turret attack.
Yeah.
If he goes straight, there's the odd chance that green banks into the right, and you could just catch him with those missiles.
Yeah.
This is really not a good spot for Wedge. I feel kind of bad for Healey, especially with his nice little, I think it's supposed to be Top Gun, but all I can think is Tron when I see that paint job.
No, I can see it. Yeah, I think it's quite clear from the barrel roll that he was taking, and with the amount of dice that he rolled.
Cassian going up?
Yeah, it's checking for the dial.
Looks like they're flipping. We're gonna be flipping dials. Sorry, as you were saying.
But I think Healey didn't realize that the barrage rockets are ordnance, and I would actually remove that range bonus.
Yeah, he took that barrel roll instead of focus, and focus would have definitely been a better call.
Yep.
All right, so looks like Callus's reveal has been shown. It is going to be a 2 to the right.
Yep.
Or no, a 1 bank to the right. Excuse me. That's a questionable move. Seeing a 1 bank to the right, I think that's just going to hit the rock. It's going to be very close if not. I would have gone with maybe a 4K here. Just some way to get behind and keep the time on target.
Yeah, we're Cassianing back for a 1 straight. Pretty safe, solid move from green.
Looks like he used the ability as well.
Yep.
So he's probably changing that dial up now.
Yeah, what would you do with Kanan here? I would almost say the 4K.
That's what I'm saying. It's the 4K. It gets you some pretty good range coverage.
Yep.
You're getting behind the list. Obviously, if blue's throwing out some clusters, it'll be bad, and you'll be right in the path of the bombs.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still keeping that 4 dice attack on target, which is really important for Kanan right now. I'm expecting to see a 2 hard slam into another 2 from Miranda. She's really just kind of skirting the edge, but
yep,
Miranda. That's kind of the best spot to be in right now is conserving your points.
Yeah, no, Trevor's move was fine. It's gonna take Miranda out of the fight for a couple turns, but he definitely didn't want to be eating 5 dice from Kanan. So
sure.
There was a turn.
Yep. Out of blue.
Yep, anticipating the 4K.
Managed to block. It was just a 1 straight though. It was still a blue maneuver.
Yep.
Looks like we have a little case of arc swapping. Kanan bumped and yoinked the Warden's arc. I'll go and let them know about that.
I'm sure they'll fix it. They'll catch it when they go to shoot. Okay, Miranda doing a turn.
And is she gonna slam? Yep, it's looking like it. I'm gonna go ahead and call that 2 to the right.
Yep.
Yep, there it is.
Yep. No, she won't be able to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is really allowing her to follow up on next turns. Like
yeah.
I think you're about to say, she's not getting any shots out here, but she sets up for a nice 1 bank next turn.
Yep.
And still keep some pretty insane coverage. Maybe a 2 bank if she's feeling risky.
Yep. Trevor is collapsing hard on Will here, and I don't think Will has enough room to move with all these medium bases and his own large base clogging up the play area. It's going to be really, really difficult for Will to get either of his small ships out of this.
All right, we have Wedge turning in as well. Looks like he's possibly getting, or not Wedge, Jake. I think we may see some more focus shenanigans going on. Try to still get that token to Kanan. Kanan doesn't really need it though.
Kanan won't be taken in. I mean, I don't think Green's gonna shoot for Kanan. Green's gonna want to kill Wedge.
Mm-hmm. He's going for focus. Not to mention focus to Wedge. You could take a barrel roll here to the right and forward maybe.
Yeah, and given the focus to Kanan really wouldn't benefit him in any way because Kanan's not rolling any greens.
Oh, so he does the barrel roll.
And it fits.
Focus into a boost. See, no, he gives the focus to Wedge because Jake's ability is after you perform a barrel roll or boost, choose a friendly ship range 0 to 1, and that ship gets a focus token.
And Jake is stressed.
Yep. Jake did the boost. He did not get the additional focus token.
Yep. What he needed to do there, he did it out of order. He needed to give Jake the focus from the barrel roll, and then after the boost, give the focus to Wedge, and that way they would both have focus. I think that
would have been the order.
Yeah, Jake is. Whoops, switched the order here on my overlay. I apologize. I believe
we see Wedge running right now.
Yeah, Jake's ability does affect himself, so he was more than capable of giving himself a focus before that. That was just a bad trigger order. And
I don't know if I would have chosen that one right there. We just saw Wedge popping afterburners, which puts him pretty clearly in Blue's rocket arc.
Yep.
It's going to be a mess. All right, got the shot going from Jake into Green.
Yep. 2 hits, that's respectable.
That's a nice start.
Takes one.
Of course, the natural evade. The Green's taking 1. Showing it off. See, this is the shield.
Are you not entertained? Walks around the arena holding the shield token.
Alright, Green is going to give a little payback. This is a range... No, we can't actually take
Yeah, Green doesn't have a shot on Jake because of that. That was actually a really good move on his part.
That is a good move. So we'll see this range 1 turret going out to actual Kanan.
Ooh.
Sends it.
That's
that
3.
3 going through. Likely. Let's see. Yeah, because the Ghost doesn't even get a dice. Just 3 to shields. He does have the shield upgrade at least, so he is able to soak a bit more. Blue now going with that munitions attack.
Yep.
We'll see if they remember. Oh, Wedge.
Yep, they remember.
Wedge has 1 less.
Yeah, you should only be rolling 1. There we go. You got it.
Oh,
a spinner for 3. That's probably a dead Wedge here.
Yeah,
nope.
He's taking hit crit. If he's alive, he's It's going to be having a bad time. Damage sensor array. Not the end of the world. He'll still probably just want to be focusing, but that will prevent him to use afterburners in the future.
Yep. Yeah, the biggest benefit that Will's going to get from Wedge at this point is the fact that Trevor's going to want to shoot him again, and that's taking a shot away from something else. And Wedge is dead for all intents and purposes. What Will really needs to do is Will needs to turn in hard, take a focus, just try to get some damage off before Wedge eats it, and then just accept that he's going to die next turn.
Yeah. Well, Wedge is in a bad spot to turn in hard, though, because if he takes a 2 to the right, that'll be getting him at least close to the gas cloud, if not on it.
Yeah. I suppose what Wedge could do here is actually a Talon roll wouldn't be too bad.
Or a 4K. If he does a 4K, it gives him a bit more range. He may just miss out on getting a shot, though, if blue kind of stays the course and doesn't go in hard.
Yeah, I think Wedge wants to do a 3 Talon here.
All right, where do you think Jake is headed? I'm expecting maybe a 2 hard to the left.
If I was Jake, yeah, 2 hard to the left would be solid because that would fit. Plus, Kanan would be moving first anyway. But even if Kanan bumps and stays relatively close where he is, that'd still fit. I think that's a good move with Jake. Alternatively,
Jake,
Jake,
a good follow-up shot.
Yeah.
Only real problem is going to be you're going to see Miranda Doni and Green both going in pretty hard, and if Quackshot here can just kill off Wedge and then nuke Jake in a turn 2, we're looking at just Kanan versus 3 K-Wings.
Yep.
All of which are at almost or completely full health. It's not looking good for Healey right now.
Yeah, Healey really needs to take advantage of the fact that Trevor's going to want to kill Wedge, and he really needs to try and punish him as hard as he can for it.
I'm trying to think what that would be, though. I guess we could see the 4K out of Kanan again, but you're still losing that action economy.
Yep.
We're seeing
he still has the force available, though, in that case. He actually should have 2 force. I think they're forgetting to recover the force charge.
Using Cassian on Jake, and we are seeing Jake will be doing a 2 to the left. That's what we were thinking. It's definitely a solid move.
Yep.
Did he guess it, though, is the question. Looks like not.
Nope, but he is going to drop a bomb. And that's one of the nasty things about Cassian and Informant is it's real easy to set up those bombs.
Mm-hmm. So they are systems phase triggers there.
Yep.
This is going to be rough for Jake going because that's a flat damage likely, unless he barrel rolls out of it.
Jake won't have an issue going there unless Green does a hard to the right. Jake will be able to just barrel roll to the left, give himself a focus.
All right, we have blue being revealed. I'm not sure which trigger this is, or if this is just him revealing the dial. Probably some form of informant or Healey's Cassian.
I'm really expecting a 3 Talon roll to the right from Wedge. I would be surprised if that wasn't it.
I think that's the call, because I think it's going to get you at least dangerously close to the gas cloud. It might give you the coverage for the gas cloud for sure.
It'll give him the coverage for the gas cloud from blue. It won't hit, but it'll give him coverage, and it'll set him up for a good shot, at least before he goes.
Yeah, we definitely see Quackshot here wanting to capitalize off of Wedge being on 1 health with 1 defense dice.
Now, if we got a 4K, if we get a 4K from Kanan, that would just be glorious for Healey. That would definitely be 5 dice laying in a blue. Taking advanced sensors for a lock, and there's the 4K.
So that likely will see some bloodshed here.
Yep, and he's got 2 force and a lock of it. It looks like it should be range 1. That's 5 double modded dice coming in. That should put in a lot of hurt onto blue. Okay, now we're getting
Miranda cutting in and getting that lock on Jake.
Yep, going for the plasma torpedoes.
That would make sense. Deny that range and get the shields off if you haven't already.
Now, what Jake wants to do here...
Maybe boost left, barrel roll right, get right behind.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That'll give him range 1 on blue. That'll get him maybe out of range of Miranda, but he's not. Plus, that also puts him in range 1 of green.
Yeah, he's gonna be struggling here because that's the torps coming out from Miranda. That's gonna be potentially the green turret if Quackshot plays his target priority right. You can shoot first with blue.
Yep.
And then decide if green wants to shoot Wedge or Jake if Wedge is still alive.
Yeah, I think in this case, if Jake had done what you said, barrel roll or boosted to the left, gave himself a focus, and then barrel rolled to the right, that also, well, it wouldn't have given a focus to Kanan because he's stressed. But he does boost anyway. Had he done it in the other order, I do think he might have gotten out of Miranda's range.
And at the very least, he wouldn't have been in Blue's arc right now.
So he's doing a 3 hard.
For some reason, we just see Wedge explode somehow. Now there's 3 people.
Yeah, Wedge is rolling no greens now.
Yeah, this is very likely a dead Wedge, unless there's some kind of like miraculous dice denial going on here.
Big Beepus says 4K off the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, Green and Miranda are both going to do a 3 bank to the left and then slam. I'm sure of it.
All right, so here we have the first shot coming from Wedge. Range 1 going on to blue.
It should be
that should be 2 damage going through. He's got the gas cloud coverage.
Shouldn't he have been getting a dice from
Wedge. So he gains a dice from gas cloud and uses a dice from Wedge's ability.
Yep. Forgot a Wedge's ability.
Yep. Oh, they forgot the bomb. The bomb goes off. Oh, look at that.
Does not get Jake. Out. Yep.
I think if Jake did what I said, he might have actually taken the critical. So
possibly.
This may have been actually a better call. Here are the torpedoes coming out from Miranda. This is going to be a little brutal to watch. He just has to hit, and it takes off a shield from the get-go. So potentially a one-shot if we see a blank out from Jake. We got 2 hits going in. Spending a lock for the reroll.
Absolutely.
It's a focus token. He does not have any mods, though. Jake is rolling. Oh, natties.
Yep.
We got 2 of them at least. He is safe. That's really going to help Jake's chances of survival here.
Yep, that helps a lot.
Should be seeing Jake's shot and then Kanan after that.
Yep, Kanan.
Jake going if 1 into blue.
If Jake can take the last shield off of blue.
He's deciding on the token. Oh, he's spending it.
Always choose violence. But he'll definitely strip that shield. Yep, strips the shield.
Strips the shield off. I think, man, Quackshot's in a good position though right now. He can drop a proximity mine behind him, and that's going to most likely hit Kanan.
You mean Jake?
Got Kanan going with the range 1 onto blue. Blue is definitely going to have a hard time. I should
double
say
modded.
The mine if blue survives here. Woo!
Reroll.
Spending the reroll. Okay, that's 4 hits going in. Blue will survive, but to what degree? He's got an opportunity here. Does he spend the focus?
I don't think it
Wedge
matters.
is range 1. He should spend it.
Oh, he does spend it. Okay.
I suppose he could have saved it to hit Jake, but he probably just wants to not lose everything right now.
I would have. He was going to get half regardless. I would have kept it. He was going to get half points regardless. I would have kept it for the mod shooting back. 1 extra damage. I think
on Jake it would change a lot. You're right.
Yeah.
We see he's going for the range 1 on. Is he going to shoot Kanan?
I'd focus all in on Jake personally.
Yeah, Jake is okay. Interesting choice, but Jake has no.
No, that to be fair, Kanan has a lot more points on him. So I think,
he does.
And he's not rolling any greens, so there's all the shields are now off Kanan.
Yeah, so Kanan's got. He's pretty close to being a half now. He's got what, 2 or 3 left? I want to say. So if it's 15, is it rounding up or rounding down?
I'm sorry. Say again. Half of Jake is 18.
I was meaning the threshold on Kanan.
He starts with 15 health, so you would need to knock out 8. Yeah.
The rock rockets going out to Wedge. These are obstructed. Ooh, blank out.
Wedge survives.
And
that'll strip his strain.
Yeah, that will. Oh, okay then. I thought for sure Wedge was a goner, but
Wedge
he's
laughs in the face of danger. He should
chilling out here.
remove that strain though.
Yep. We'll let them know. Man, seeing Wedge survive that kind of makes me happy.
Yeah.
But it also makes me a little sad just for Quackshot, because Quackshot's doing everything right here.
Yeah.
The dice just weren't rewarding him.
Well, that's the trade-off. That's the trade-off with Barrage Rockets. You don't get your reroll.
Yeah. That said, I do always love a good "he should be dead" by all accounts. That's either helped me win or at least save a lot of points on some of my matches that weren't going in my favor. I believe, didn't that even happen in one of our matches when just Broadside wouldn't die?
Yeah, I believe so. I think we played, and it took me like 2 or 3 turns way too long to kill Broadside, which ended up winning you the game because I think it just took too many shots for me to knock him out.
Yeah, it freed Plo up too to not really take any shots until the end game. So
yeah,
that was a silly match.
Yeah, but Will is channeling the eye of the Churtek, as he would call it. I don't know who all would get that reference. I know Beepus would, and I know Will definitely would. But he was playing a game against Beepus, and they were doing practice lists for my Jawa tournament, I believe. With Beepus running Churtek. Churtek, I think, had 1 hull left, and Healey spent like 4 or 5 turns shooting at him with the entire list or entirety of his list, and he just refused to die. It was hilarious.
In one of my first tournaments I played, I ended up with Vonreg 1v1ing an Initiative 1 Rebel Y-Wing for like 5 turns. And this thing was like really low on health too. It was insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just roll good.
It's like, just roll good, but like I had target locks and focuses going out. This is Vonreg, we're talking like double mods if I'm not repositioning. So
yeah.
I had to avoid an ion cannon turret, but I mean it's a Rebel Y-Wing.
Yeah, it's a Y-Wing.
Baron.
Yeah. If you get caught by a Y-Wing, you should feel bad.
Yeah.
If it's 1-on-1 anyway. I mean, obviously, if you get caught and it's the middle of a bigger dogfight, sure. But if it's an I6 Baron against an what'd you say it was? I2, I1.
It was an I1, but at that point, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah. He shouldn't ever have a shot on you unless you do something really, really silly.
Yeah, it was nuts though. That guy's Gray Squadron, I think, carried him through a couple of matches just because they had really good dice.
I wish the Y-Wing was a better ship. It's a cool little ship, and it's a classic, and I just wish it was better.
All right, we got some Informant going off. We're looking at a 4K from Wedge. We have, I guess Cassian is now guessing that Wedge will be doing a 4K. We'll see maybe if Quackshot changes his dial because of this information or not. Or is he wanting to use it on Jake? He might be just using it on Jake here.
Well, Yellow Jacket, I don't know what you're talking about. We already got rid of the bad commentators.
Jake has a 4 straight. Jake has a 4 straight? Why? I know you want to, I guess, just to clear out stress. Ugh. Are we going to see any bombs going out now? Yep, we see the proton bombs being dropped.
Yeah, and Pim says that there are no I1 I-Wing or Y-Wings. So
really? Was it I2 then for the Gray Squadron?
I could have sworn the Gray Squadron was I1, but yeah, I guess they are I2.
Yeah, I'm so used to like clones being the only cheapest generic at I2.
Yeah.
All right, we're seeing a 2 hard coming out of blue now. See where that goes. Kanan's probably just going to be eating that proton bomb, and that's just a critical going through.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, and with the shield's already down, that's going to hurt. This is when the crit stacking starts happening.
Yeah, if we see a hull breach or fuel leak, something along those lines early on, it'll be a mess. We've got... Man, Miranda's in a really good spot, too. She can just one bank and have pretty good coverage, focus for those barrage, or lock for those plasma torpedoes. Ugh.
Jared reminds us that the Cremora Goons are I1, so you can get an I1 Y-Wing.
Alright, yeah, no, the guy I was playing against was Rebels, so was probably just the Gray Squadrons, but
Yeah, well, that's if you play terrorists. If you play the good guys,
the legitimate businessmen.
yes, the businessmen and the entrepreneurs, small business owners. You know, the real good guys.
See Kanan taking a one straight right on top of that bomb. Green just took a focus, so he's going to be getting some good shots off. Kanan might be seeing a bad time right now.
Yeah.
If they don't manage to nuke Wedge,
Well,
if they manage to nuke Wedge fast enough, it'll just be.
Don't know so much about good shots from Green. Anything that he's going to take is likely going to be obstructed from the cloud.
If he's taking that shot off the right, it might not be obstructed.
Maybe.
I think the
Is it
closest
parallel?
corner of Kanan, closest corner of Kanan is closer towards his back.
Miranda coming in and
With a focus.
With a focus. That's interesting.
Going for the barrage rockets.
Oh, she has a missile and a torpedo. I missed that.
Yeah.
Yep, we are,
And
or
we
rather,
have-
I am an awful commentator. I don't know what's going
Jake
on.
just
Clearly.
got bumped.
That's a sad A-wing.
We see the 4K coming out from
Yep,
Wedge.
Wedge
He
got a
didn't
bump
turn
as
around,
well.
though. Oh, he bumped. That's why.
Yep.
Like we said, really great commentators here.
Does not yeah. But with the camera angle, I can't see it behind the VCX.
Yeah, that's an absolute chonker of a lad. So he failed the full maneuver, so he's bumped, he's stressed, he's range 1 of a Warden. And he's set up 2 if he somehow... Oh, no, he's just taking the proton bomb. Never mind. Who am I kidding? There is no more Wedge. Wedge is dead and bombs killed him. It's also critical going through on...
Oh, did he hit
Kanan?
Jake?
Does it say it in the chat?
I don't think he did.
It's not saying it in the chat, but it's also not saying it for...
No, I think Jake's clear, just barely. If you look at it from the table level, it's clear.
Yeah. It really helps if they would like have the automated message here, because usually that's the rules. Just go by what the game says.
Yeah. Do you
want to? Like this, we're gonna have to eyeball it.
Yeah.
I'll hop into their voice chat real quick and see if
Sure.
they're debating.
Sure thing. While he's doing that, let me catch up on chat. Jared says, I had 2 fire sprays against a 3-point ZZ, ended up doing 1 total damage and having 1 fire spray survive just under half. Oof. Replace the commentators with Muppets. I don't know. I mean, I could do a Kermit impersonation, but that's about the best I got there.
All right, so we're hitting a bit of a he said moment here.
Okay.
We've got on one person's screen, it's fully in, and then on Healey's screen as well, it's just like a pixel off, like it is on mine.
Yeah, on mine it's a pixel off as well.
So I mean, if that's 3-1,
who's the host?
Who is I believe that's Quackshot.
Well, I would say that it would go to the host in that case, since he's the one that sees the actual. This might be a judge call. Let me see if Will's available.
So, yeah, this is a good point to bring up. We're not at all officials for this tournament. This isn't squad leader where we're Team Jawa or anything. This is a big boy judge decision, so we're going to get some actual big boy judges in. I'll go back and let the team know kind of what we're looking at.
Yep, Quackshot posted a image of what he's seeing. So we will see what his call on this is. Now for the crit for Kanan, he got a direct hit. So Kanan has 8 health left. He is 1 away from threshold, so 1 more point will give him that half.
Okay, I'm back. I don't know if you saw the shenanigans going on with Healy's damage deck right there.
I did not.
We had to deal out the damage. So he was going to deal 1 to Kanan while we figured out this shenanigans with Jake. But the first one that was dealt should have gone to Wedge, so he had to move it back to Wedge. It was a direct hit. He places it, shuffles his deck, draws a card, forgetting that direct hit adds an additional card. Goes to put that card on Kanan and flips it. It's a direct hit. Blackshot and I are like, wait, no, that's the damage that goes face down onto Wedge. So he puts it, draws another card, puts it on Kanan. 3 direct hits in a row, and he's shuffling in that process.
Oof. He needs to stop shuffling.
All right. William's judging based on what he sees on his screen.
Okay. Which is what?
Good question. I guess we'll see if he starts flipping his shield or not here.
Yep. It's a difficult call to make because you would think that the host would have the truest view of what it is. But
we also have like a 3 to 4 here where everyone else is seeing it out. And the image itself, too, that we were looking at, there's like a weird waviness to Quackshot's bomb view. Whereas for all of us, I think it's just the same circle.
Yeah. Beepus is asking that I think that he's asking for me to commentate with my Kermit the Frog voice for the rest of the stream.
I'm not doing Miss Piggy voice if you do.
Kirby. Oh, bye Kanan.
They're going for the manual look. Kanan went up in a blaze of glory. He'll be back shortly. They're wanting to do good old physical measurement.
Physical measurement shows that yes, it does touch.
It's touching a nub.
Well, no, it's touching a nub, and nubs don't count.
Nubs don't usually count.
However, I think it's on the base enough that even if he did move it to actually touch the proton bomb, it's still going to be touching the base here.
I think it is too. If it was up to us, but it didn't look like it was on. I'm actually really torn on this one.
Yep.
Nubs on the bomb count from measuring, William says.
Oh, God.
Oh, so Healy is going to be taking this critical then. It's just a shields at least, so no worries there.
Yep.
But... Oof. Brutal. He kind of needs all the help he can get.
Yeah, unfortunate for Healy.
Alright, Ailing is in.
Let me fix our timer.
No, we're looking at 32:57 right now. Now they'll be going to restore Kanan, I would hope. Jake's still got three health left. He's in a bad spot, but he's still alive. Oh no, they're struggling to restore. Oh no.
I feel like the easiest way to go about fixing or to have done this is probably just have like Kanan do a 3 forward or something and then undo it. It's usually the best way. When you start deleting things, it can get dangerous.
Well, this is really bringing the tabletop into Tabletop Simulator here.
Yeah.
They're fully recreating the real experience of. It looks like it was about there, right? And you have to both agree on it.
Absolutely.
Yep. And
Sabine
he is giving the jam off to Kanan using Sabine.
All right, timer has restarted. Yeah, he pings it after he starts it. Thanks, Will. And he gave an ion to Jake. I think that's a very good choice.
Oh, that's an amazing choice. Because then you have just the one bank from green. Maybe rotate turret, or you do one forward and just focus on those turrets. Either way.
Nah, Quack wouldn't forget that jam. Quack's a very, very solid player. Spending spending a barrage from Miranda.
Yep. Who's she shooting at? Who are
2 crits.
2 crits on
Pretty solid.
On Kanan. Got a damaged engine and a fuel leak. Oh. So fuel leak, that's a pretty spicy one. It's after you suffer critical damage, suffer a hit, and repair this card. So that's one of the ways we'll see damage start stacking out through here.
Yep. Kanan taking a shot back. I'd spend those force. Absolutely.
This is a prime opportunity to score a crit through on Miranda. He does. That's going to strip her shields and deal a critical damage. Apparently flip her pilot card too. We're seeing a panic pilot.
That's a solid one.
It's a good one to get. That's going to be 2 stress tokens onto the K-Wing. Time for him to finally get to use all those blue maneuvers we were meaning about earlier.
Yeah, right.
Who needs red maneuvers when you can get panicked, right?
Yep. I feel like in this case, all Miranda needs to do is just a 1 or a 2 bank to the right. She's safe.
Yeah, she just bumps Kanan and.
Yep.
All right, we have 2 dice going in. Spending the focus for 1.
Yep.
So it'll just be 1 damage going in onto Kanan. Kanan's only got 5 health left. We're seeing green knowing he can capitalize off of Jake's Ionize next turn.
Yep.
Going for the shot at Kanan as well. There's that crit we were talking about.
Yep.
Sends the focus. So suffer the damage, and then he also gets a panic pilot.
So how many cards does he have total now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should have 2 whole left. Also got panic pilot.
Yeah, this match is really
fuel leak goes away because
right
it has come into effect. Yeah, I love Healey to death. I don't see him coming back.
This is a really bad start.
Yeah.
For the tournament, and also just a really, really bad place to be in for this match.
Just means he's got to ride that submarine.
Hey, the submarine is really useful. My team tournament, we made it pretty far after like 2 losses. We won 2 in a row, and we got real close on that 3rd one. I just kind of biffed it against the enemy list. The dice were rough, and I made some really questionable calls too.
Sounds like quitter talk. You just gotta believe in the heart of the ships.
No.
Yeah, see, now the nice thing, though, is he knows for a fact he won't be taking a shot from Miranda. She won't be able to rotate her turret. She won't be able to fire off any of her missiles. We have a backwards flying K-Wing.
That's... What? Probably hit undo before he...
Yeah, probably.
So he's resetting that to the right.
But he has nothing to be afraid of as far as Miranda goes, at least for this turn.
Yeah, Miranda can just 1, 2 to the right. Probably a 2 bank to be safe.
Yep.
I mean, I can expect... What are the blues on the VCX? We're looking at 1 forward, and then 2 forward and 2 banks. Maybe he takes a 2 bank to the right, tries to set up and maybe hit something. Go too straight and just try to disengage.
Just ignore the fact that he's stressed and do it too hard.
Yeah, I mean, the too hard, that's going to get green and arc.
I mean, he's got force available, so he has some sort of mod, and he can smack green again. Which wouldn't be too bad. The blue has not spent any of their barrage rockets.
Yeah, blue's kind of been in that awkward spot where it's just been turret coverage.
Yeah, blue's been dropping bombs.
1 straight on Kanan.
Yeah, I think at this point you just say damn to the stress, because Kanan's going to die before he clears his stress.
Yeah, I mean, 2 health with 0 evade dice.
Yeah, it's just bring him in for the hard 2 and see if you can smack green on the way out and get half.
Yeah, get that 4 dice gun on something at least.
Yeah.
He did pretty good damage on Miranda too. I mean, Miranda took a big old slap. Didn't quite get her to half.
He needs 1 more hit on Miranda to get half.
That feels bad.
Yeah.
Miranda's the...
Oh, yep, you're right. Can't too hard because his damaged engine's good call.
No.
Can't even do that. Oh, that feels bad.
Yeah, Healey is is not vibing right now.
Yeah, he cannot turn the corner in that case. If he does, he's done, because he won't be able to get out or clear the stress in time to actually turn. Yeah, unless Jake rolls really, really well defensively this turn, I think this may be the last turn.
I mean, Jake's ionized. He's only going to be getting that focus. He's going one straight, setting him up for a bad spot.
But he's still rolling. He's still rolling 3 greens. He's not going to be taking a shot from Miranda. He's likely not going to be taking a shot from Blue. Blue is out of bombs.
Blue doesn't have any drops either.
Yeah, it's entirely possible for Jake to survive this turn.
If he does, though, he's just kind of running on borrowed time, though, because he'll be against probably 3 ships in the end.
Now, that bomb drop for Miranda's interesting.
That's strange. Maybe he's hoping if Kanan maybe misdials and goes to the right and then has to do the 3 forward straight for the stress mess up, or...
He's going to feel really bad if Kanan moves in a way that bumps Miranda and she blows herself up, though. Yeah. Gives him half.
Green moving in.
Yep, he needs to rotate the turret if he wants a shot.
Yeah, so that's the range 1 on those barrage. You don't have a range 1. It's range 2 to 3.
Yep.
What is he going to do?
He's got to rotate.
He may not, though. He may forget the range requirements. Oh, he's taking a lock?
Saving it for later.
Weird.
So okay. Jake will definitely survive this turn then.
Yeah.
So does the turn... Oh, man. I nothing against Trevor. I really hope somehow this works out, that he bombs himself, just for Will's sake.
Yeah, does Gilly have any points on the board right now? Oh yeah, he's got half on blue. Nope. Miranda's out there. Miranda is set up for that proxy mine next turn.
Yep. And a range 1 shot from her turret into Kanan. She'll kill Kanan this turn.
Nope, no focus.
No focus. No Silly focus. Trevor. Focuses are for non-stressed people.
Hey.
Oh, he did a white maneuver.
Oh, it was a white maneuver?
Mm-hmm. Silly Trevor doing white maneuvers with 2 stress and trying to take a focus anyway.
I mean, it was a good maneuver, though. He got him right behind Kanan again.
Yeah, he'll still be rolling 3 reds. If he rolls 2... Yeah, if he just rolls 2 hits with that, Kanan's dead.
Yeah, Kanan really wants to have that turret right now. Because this board isn't hitting anything. If he had a turret, he could either be shooting out to the right, hitting green. If he had it behind him, he could be, like, hopefully hitting damage to Miranda before he goes up and stuff.
And I don't think Kanan used his ability once.
He did not. Again, the turret really would help with a lot of coverage that he just doesn't have right now.
The turret, and then Will also led his force with Kanan. Or in reality, he wanted to keep Kanan in the back.
Yeah.
But hey, he did say before this started this was his first match with this list, so growing pains.
It's definitely a learning experience. It's always the fun of a new list and also the curse.
At this point, I'd shoot at Jake with Miranda because she has proxy mines.
Well, the proxy mine's not a guaranteed kill though, because it's only gonna be 1 damage.
No, but Kanan won't be able to turn around to get a shot, so what you do is you drop a proton bomb behind you with green, and then you drop proxy mines with Miranda, and that will definitely kill Kanan.
Regaining a shield as well, so he's trying to avoid that half damage.
Yep.
He's rolling 1 less attack dice. Ooh, Kanan survives. So I think that was a good call. Miranda regenerating a shield, preventing any half points in the future. Still has those proxy mines like you're talking.
Yep.
And then we'll have green taking that range 2 out on Kanan as well. Just another ability to score that 1 damage and guarantee the kill on these proxy mines.
I'd be surprised if Kanan doesn't die this turn or the beginning of the next.
That's a crit. He could die this turn if that's a direct. It's a console fire.
Good thing it's already past his...
He's already engaged.
Yep. Yeah, but that means he's just going to eat a proxy mine next turn, so Kanan's effectively dead at this point.
Who's he? He's shooting at Kanan? Why?
I don't know. I don't know, but he killed Kanan.
I got a damaged engine. Okay. Wait, now why is there a defense dice being rolled?
Range 3.
Oh, range 3. Okay.
Yeah, that was
a bit questionable.
Yeah, I would think he'd shoot Jake in that case. Like, the odds of getting a damage through are slim, but you don't need to shoot it at Kanan. Just drop a
I don't know
proxy mine
about
on him.
Slim. That would have been 3 reds against 3 greens, both with a focus. As we know, reds have a higher chance of rolling paint than greens do.
That's
He
true.
could have very well pinged through a single damage.
That's true.
Jake doesn't have evade tokens or rerolls.
What do you mean save the proxy for later? He's only got an A-wing to deal with.
There's one A-wing, and green is set up for like the 1 bank next turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed the maneuver table. I apologize. I didn't realize that was still up.
Oh.
Hopefully that wasn't on for too long. I apologize, Tequila Ranger. Hopefully that wasn't up too long. I think it was, unfortunately. I missed that.
It was, but you know, this was a very Kanan-centric discussion.
Yeah.
It's just fitting.
There is only Kanan. Everything else is a lie.
It's all Kanan?
Always has been.
Ugh.
Yes.
You know, I take it back. Quackshot's in a weird position to try to follow up on Healey now, because green is going to be moving first.
Yep.
And he has a lock, but he's not going to have the focus for barrage rockets.
Yep.
So he's got to hope, I guess, maybe he just goes for the 1 straight and hopes he can catch Jake somehow on the side. Ugh. It's actually a really bad setup. He really should have...
Well, clearly he needs to 1 bank green to the left. That's the move.
Yeah.
That's absolutely the move.
2 hard right. Good work. Because you get the coverage then, if it clears. He's going for the 1 straight. 1 straight.
Getting the bump.
It could work. And Miranda going with a 1 bank. Clears her last stress, denies the action economy though.
Yep.
Hate to see it, but you know, it is what it is. Oh no, she still got a stress.
Yeah, she's got a stress anyway. She wouldn't have any.
I forgot. She took a white last turn.
Yeah, she has a really bad action economy because she has no actions.
Jake's in a decent spot right now. He could just focus or evade. Maybe just evade.
I would evade. He's only taken 2 reds.
2 attack dice.
Just stay where he is. Take 2 reds.
Well, I suppose
take an evade.
If he boosted to the right, focus barrel rolled left backwards, he might still be able to dodge everything but get a shot on blue.
Possibly.
Yeah, he could do that. It would keep him... He might end up in greens, but it's pretty unlikely. This might be what we're seeing here. I don't know if the barrel roll will resolve, though. Alright, so he's taking a boost. No focus? Nope, okay, there's the focus. Does he barrel roll, though? Nope, he's just going for it.
He'll be taking 2 shots.
He's taking 2 shots, but he's at least getting to shoot, which is important.
Oh, that's 1 crit.
1 crit.
Oh,
DM evade. Blue laughs at Jake right now. And now green is getting to capitalize off of that mistake. So, yeah, maybe the boost was a bad call after all.
Yep, I think he should have stayed put, take the evade, wait for a better engagement later. But it doesn't matter unless he spends that lock. He does.
He is spending that lock.
I think I would have saved that, honestly.
Okay. 2 blanks. I mean, at this point, getting any damage through is nice.
That feels bad, though.
Yeah. You get the range 1 coming out of blue. Healey really just wants to try to score as many points, finish blue off if he can.
Just 1 crit.
Hit crit going in.
Oh, that's why you take the evade.
That's the half points on Jake.
I don't think Healey's too worried about half points on Jake at this point.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have mattered. He has so much damage to recover regardless.
Oh, this is...
At this point, they're playing for MOV.
Yeah, and Trevor's got some pretty good MOV opportunity here. If he can table Healey, he's only losing 31 points. That'll put him in a nice spot for the rankings.
Yep.
Healey really just kind of wants to fight tooth and claw just to try to reduce the gap here.
Yeah.
I guess if you take a really fat L during turn 1, though, at least you get the benefit of going up against other people who took fat Ls. And in general, that's going to be the people who just aren't super great.
Actually, I believe for tournament organizer, it just goes by losses. I don't think it considers MOV at all for pairings.
Well, that's rough then.
Because I've had someone, or in the Jawa tournament, I think I had like the top 0-2 player, like in my round 3, go against last place.
Got Cassian revealing Jake style.
Yep.
I did not see it in time. My bad.
That's all right. We're gonna see it here in a moment.
Going in, setting focus.
Rotate the turret backward.
Reloading. He's getting that proton bomb back.
Oh, I didn't know they had to reload.
I mean, they're pretty much just a full-on dedicated munitions platform. So that means bombs, missiles, torpedoes.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Punisher, but for the rebels. So.
Okay.
We're seeing that 3 bank out of Jake. Ugh. Suppose barrel right forward, focus boost right.
Don't go too close behind Miranda though.
Yeah.
Drop that proxy mine on you.
Oh yeah, you're right. But again, like we said, he's just trying to scope right now.
That's brave.
Focus boost right. That's not going to get you in Miranda's proxies.
Probably not.
I would.
It's a big temp. Okay, there you go. Now he's safe, at least from the proxies.
He's safe from the proxies. I think he ended up in blues.
He's gonna be taking a barrage from green as well.
Like I said, the main thing is just trying to kill blue here if you can. Send your initiative kill, and you score those points.
Yep. Hello, Danku. Good evening.
2 attack dice. Here.
She's recovering a shield.
So I'm trying to figure out, is that a range 1 attack? They didn't hold it up long enough for me to see.
Spending a shield.
Nope, she's spending a shield to roll an additional dice. Ooh. Spending it for 1 at least, hoping to ping that extra damage.
Ooh. That feels bad.
I would save it right now.
Yeah, same. You're not giving up any points, and if that barrage rocket smacks you, you're gonna get deleted anyway.
Yeah, not to mention if you get the hit, focus, or whatever on the next offense, you could very well clear blue off the board.
Yep.
And just cut your losses there.
Looking for a good roll here. Oh, spend it, absolutely.
Yep, that's it. Spend it.
The
evade, though. If he gets a direct hit, he does clear this off the board, though. Hit, and...
console fire. That could still do it.
That works. It's very possible he can clear blue off the board. He's not going with blue first. That's interesting. I would have shot with green first, because... I don't know. Does blue have to engage?
Yes.
Okay.
And he got it?
Yep, he did get blue. Okay, so that's at least some more points that Healey can nicely
Blue
get on.
still gets to fire, though, if he's an arc.
Oh, right, he was disarmed.
Oh, okay. Oh, did he slam? Oh, no, he reloaded. Yep.
Alright, so yeah, that actually worked out pretty well for Healey.
Yeah, no, that's great for Healey.
How these barrage rockets turn out. That's pretty good.
Remember how last turn I said don't spend the luck?
Oh, and
what did it matter?
If we got any exiled cans in the chat, please. This is... Healey's in a better spot right now than he was just a second ago.
Yeah. Jake's gonna carry it.
I guess Jake just gets the heck out of Dodge and hopes for a better opening. Maybe he goes for the 5K right now, and you're losing your mods then, though. 2 hard left, 2 or 3 hard left. Start coursing those rocks, try to engage with Miranda. He's got some opportunities here, not a ton of good ones. He is fighting against 2 ships with 270-degree arcs. It's definitely a bad spot to be in for a 1 health ship. no matter how many defense dice you're rolling. But it is a better spot than just, having blown up last turn.
Yeah. Yellow Jacket points out that there's not enough time left to come back for Jake, but he can definitely get the MOV to a more respectable level.
I mean, he's only one away from half on Miranda.
He is one hit away from half on Miranda. Of course, she can regen, so.
I mean, she can regen, but that she has to get the shot first, which is again pretty likely because that's a lot of defense dice or a lot of coverage. Got the 2 hard going out from green. He's revealed that Jake is doing a 5 straight. Jake's just running. He's trying to hold on to his points before it ends.
Yeah, taking that lock for later.
Yep.
Yeah, if Jake does a 5 straight here, he can boost then barrel roll and get out of any shot.
Yeah, and then if he's lucky, he can try to follow up and hit something.
Yep.
Or he can just keep running and hold on to that, is that 18 points? How much is half of Jake?
Half of Jake is 18 points, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Trevor's at 182 right now. Yeah, the problem, it is difficult to get away from the K-Wing because of the slam. I mean, you can get a big amount of distance, or a good amount of distance from him, but then he can catch back up in one turn. Granted, he won't be able to shoot that turn, but there's only so many times that Jake can do a 5 forward until he has to turn. Yeah, you're right. Should only barrel roll then boost. I'm sorry. I'm too used to interceptors. I'm an awful commentator. Truly terrible. Yeah, wouldn't it be great if Jake did a hard one to the right now?
Getting that turret arc and taking a bait.
Yeah.
Still, Jake is not in a great position. Like we've been talking about it, the coverage just arc-wise that these Ks have, pretty silly.
Yep.
Gone for the
sloop. Yep, just out of range there. He's not going to take a shot there.
Yeah. What do you follow up with here, though? Maybe too hard.
I think you accept that Jake is going to die this turn, and you just try to get that extra hit. Honestly, do a 4 forward, barrel roll to the right, get your focus boost, try to get that last hit on Miranda.
I don't know if a 4 forward barrel roll will set you up for a boost. So I think that puts you right in front of the cloud enough that no matter what template you choose, it's going to hit the cloud.
No, I think that a 4 would set him up just to the right of it.
I guess it also depends what angle you're looking at.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
No, we're looking at the same angle.
Well, with Miranda sitting right there, you could definitely get an unobstructed shot from her.
Mm-hmm.
Could do a 3 bank to the right.
Okay, so he went for the 3 straight. That gives him definitely enough room for some boosts.
Barrel roll, take a focus, and boost straight.
Yeah, you want to avoid that obstruction at this point because that's just giving Miranda the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to regenerate a shield.
Oh.
Barrel roll left.
Interesting.
Maybe he's trying to score. He's not going to do enough damage to score anything.
He can't get it from green. I think he was trying to arc dodge green, but he's in a spot where he's going to get shot by both now.
Yeah, and he may be shooting through the gas cloud too.
Yeah, he should have gone the other way around, I think.
Miranda's shooting obstructed. Miranda can just regenerate. Save these points.
She's going to fire the barrage rocket.
See, is her ability on primary attacks? Oh, it's primary attack. Okay, never mind. She can't regenerate.
Yeah. She's firing her barrage. Two.
Not awful. Could possibly force out the token. Healy's going through. He just needs 1 evade and a blank. Yep, he's fine.
Yeah, don't spend the lock for that extra hit. With the gas cloud and 4 greens, it's unlikely that you're gonna... Unobstructed back at him, actually.
Ooh, hit crit. This could be half on Miranda. Why is Miranda rolling 2?
Oh, I guess it is obstructed? It didn't look obstructed. It's hard to tell because of the bullseye.
In the chat. It says obstructed in the chat.
I have my chat window minimized, so I can't see that.
Makes sense.
2 hits. And if only he had gone the other direction, he would have been able to get that crit through a Miranda. 3 hits. He's got to roll natties or all eyeballs. He got it.
Natties and eyeball. Jake is really fighting for it right now.
Yeah. He's got 7 minutes left. Just has to get one more hit in Miranda, and then I think Healey can proudly call it at that point.
He's in a weird spot though to try to hit Miranda, because pretty much no matter what move he does, he's going to be taking that strain. He's going to be losing his action economy. If he takes 1 hard left, maybe he'll clear, but he's still stressed at that point unless the A-Wings have a blue 1 hard.
Now, I do want to hand it to Healey. He's been going 15 minutes with just Jake.
Yeah.
I mean, they might run to timer, honestly, at this rate. And with how Healey started out, with how Wedge got blasted, and Kanan just got hammered, that's really respectable if he makes it to time.
There's definitely something to note about a 1 health, 3 agility ship with a dream. They're pretty hard to kill for dice for refusing to cooperate with the attacker.
Yeah. This is probably going to be a bad turn for Jake. I think, honestly, in this case, Jake just does a 5 forward.
Yeah, well, if he does, though, there's always the threat of Miranda dropping that proxy mines right now.
That's true.
I think she should, if anything, because...
Yep. There's nothing to lose from doing it.
And it just sets you up for the possibility to remove Jake from the board.
Yep.
Green still has Cassian, though, so he's using Cassian to at least flip the dial. That'll inform him if he should drop the bomb or not.
Yep.
So that helps a lot.
With how much time's left on the board, I think it's a good idea anyway.
Bank to the right.
Yeah, Miranda. No bomb will do anything to Miranda. Or excuse me, no Miranda bomb will do anything to Jake with a 2 bank.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Jared. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. He is spending a charge on green.
Going for the block with Miranda.
Proton?
He's going for the block with Miranda.
I was looking at the wrong angle. I thought the front was the back on the K-Wing there for a second.
No.
Really
nope, he's going to plop it right there, and then he's going to go for the block with Miranda.
That's a brutal finisher, but it does work. Man, I'm just looking at the K-Wing model, and I'm like, this would look kind of cooler if the cockpit was like where that top engine is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like kite-shaped. It would look kind of like some of the ships we see in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But, nope, they went with the funky 2 cockpit. I like the bomber design, at least, where it's got the ball turrets. But it's kind of weird looking. 2 hard in from green, taking a focus. Really more of just a formality at this point. He could have just slammed to get away. Stay far from that bomb. Miranda
there's
going
the block.
into the block. Yep. Healey might just clear it, but I think it's going to be in.
Yeah, we'll find
going
out.
For the rotate. Ooh.
Just in case.
Ow. Yep, and that's a bump.
Yeah. At this point, just check to see if
strain.
Does take the strain.
So if the bomb doesn't kill him, green might.
Yep. Well, I think it's range save.
That's
bomb. Game.
And that's game.
It's definitely a rough game for Healey.
Yeah, I mean, losing Wedge, it was that 1 turn. If he had taken the 2 to the right, he would have been in a much better setup for engagements.
Yeah, I think this game would have been a lot different if Wedge was able to get an engagement. Did Wedge even shoot?
Wedge shot once at the very end. I think that was about it.
Yeah,
at least from turns that I remember.
Oh yeah. Because he got an obstructed shot at the end. Because I remember
did
asking
a lot
about
of damage on blue and actually paved the path for Jake to finish it off. But...
Yeah, I think had he played just a bit better with Wedge, got another couple shots in here, I think this would have been a much different game.
Yeah, I mean that 2 turn alone, that would have had Miranda at range 1 while disarmed because he moves after her.
Yep.
and he could have really pumped some damage in on the high point ship. He
Yep.
wouldn't have taken as many rockets, or really any per se. If he was taking any, it would have been obstructed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Plus Kanan being in a position where he was never able to actually support his allies, that hurt him a little bit too. I mean, a lot of this just has to do with as Will said, this is the first time he's played with it, so he'll learn.
Yes.
As the tournament goes on, I expect he'll do a lot better in the upcoming rounds. But growing pains definitely here. Not to mention Trevor's a very experienced player.
And for anyone who's watching, if you're wanting to run a list like this, I would just take the R3 Astromech off and give Kanan the turret, dorsal turret, mainly just for the ability. You get the coverage. You will have a 1 point bid at that point because I think R3 is 3 points himself.
Yep.
So you have the 1 point bid. You can choose on some of these types of matchups. And the main thing is just getting that turret coverage. So one, if somebody gets out of your arc, you can still kind of blink at them. And two, you still have the ability to spend your force to reduce incoming shots at your allies.
Alrighty, so that is the game. Daniel, do you have anything to say before we close out?
I mean, with the name X-Wing Coast to Coast, I feel like we should have some kind of surrealist space ghost ending, but I have neither the special effects nor the budget. What budget? Or the script right now to do something. So
we'll start.
You want me to start quoting an old episode?
We'll start. God, it's been so long since I watched that show. I don't even remember any of the characters' names. We'll start. We'll write you in as the bug. I don't remember his name. The mantis
Zorak?
guy. Yes, Zorak.
I will take the mantle of Zorak. Lombaki Kryosio Kryosa.
Alrighty.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone.
Yep.
This has been fun. This is my first time commentating. As you can see, I'm a perfect orator and an excellent sportscaster. And I'm moving here to the field of online. 100% just completely experienced in this field. So thank you guys for stumbling through this with us. I had a blast. Thanks to Justin for actually hosting. I really enjoyed this, and you guys all have a good night.
Yeah, thanks for joining me, Daniel. Appreciate it. It's always a lot more fun to do this with someone than alone, especially since my normal two commentators couldn't make it tonight. Thank you for joining me. Hope to have you on next time. And for those of you watching, thanks for tuning in, putting up with with my various mistakes through the stream. And we hope to see you next time. We have been X-Wing Coast to Coast. Have a good night.